Welcome to ScratchStart. In this session, we are going to see a new task called the tip calculator. I have already written the HTML structure for that and also the CSS stylings. I have used to get the inputs, I have used the input tags and the IDs and placeholders as always, and the amount is going to be number, and the tip enter the tip value, the percentage is also going to be a number. So I made the type of the data, that means the type of the input as number. So that means you can only enter the numericals as an input, no strings or any other strings or other values cannot be taken as an input. So let's write the DOM now. Here we have used a bill, a tip and a calculate, three inputs IDs now. So we write to identify everything. First we have, I will create bill input selected by document, get element by ID, and the ID is bill. Then second we have tip amount. I will take a tip input selected by document, get element by ID is tip, and then next we have the button, selected by document, get element by ID. I have given calculate the ID. And then finally we will have the output printed here below the calculate button. We have to write that too. For that I am giving the variable name as result and selecting it by get element by ID. I forgot to order the document, sorry, document. Then the ID is result. So these are the things going to change. Now the function should execute when we click the button, the calculate button. So I will select the button and give an add event listener, and the event is click, and when the button is clicked it should execute a function, and this is the main function. So what we are going to do here is we have identified all the IDs, I mean all the inputs and the buttons and the outputs too, output paragraph too. Now we have to get the input. So when we get type the input number here, we will get nothing, right? The number will be displayed, but it doesn't mean it is considered as a input data. So we have to take it as an input data. When you see on screen, it will be stored as a string, the input will be stored as string. So it is a number, we have to take it as a number. So I am creating a new variable bill for the input amount, and another variable tip person for the tip. Now so I am using a new constructor called number, and this number will take the input as a number, and for the bill I am taking the input from the bill input, and I am giving a value thing, bill value input. So it will consider as an input, the number is an input, and this number will be taken as a number, because it will be considered as a string. So that's why, that means value will grab whatever value typed in the input, that's all. This number will convert the value into a numerical thing, that's all. The same way we are going to write here too, number and then we have tip input, and then give a value. It will be considered a value. So next we have to I'm going to include a condition here. So what condition I'm going to include is, if the amount is 0 and the tip is 0, there won't be any value here. So right, so when there is no value, we don't have a valid value, and I don't consider tip as a 0. I'm not considering that. So I'm writing a condition: if bill is 0 for, and I am using this or I am using this operator, and for the tip person it is equal to 0. That means if the bill or tip person, or if we are using the or logical operator, that means any one condition should be satisfied. Either the bill should be 0 or the tip person should be 0. If any one condition, condition is satisfied, the output will be what we type from now. So when these both things are satisfied, any one of these both conditions are satisfied, the result should be, change the text content into, I'm giving, please enter valid values, right? And then so it is satisfied, so there won't be any output. So I'm going to break this break the code. Breaking means stopping this execution by using the return keyword, right? Okay, so what if we have another possibility too? If the bill and the 10% are not equal to 0, we have to calculate the output here. So we will write for that purpose. So for that I am creating a new variable, tip amount, and the tip amount should be calculated with as bill star tip percent divided by 100. And then we also should have the total, that means the tip amount and the bill both calculated. So creating another variable total and giving the value as bill plus tip amount. So that gives the total amount you will be paying. So now we have to change the result. So result should be, change the text content as tip as, I am giving rupees. I am using concatenation method to add the tip amount, and I am using here to fixed, and to fixed I am giving the number as 2. That means if I write some example, if I give an amount 50.2365, it will be what this 2 fixed will do is, it will place the numbers after the decimal to exact two positions. That means in 2365, after this decimal point, only 2 and 3 will be given as an output. Also, if there is it also does the round of 2. So for example, instead of 2365 I am giving 2647. It will convert into 26 total. It won't convert to 26 because it is 4, but when it is 2657 it will be converted to the next round of value. That means 50.27, it will convert into that value 50.27. So that is what this tip of two fixed this method will do. So and we will have even more, we have to add the give the final amount to. So giving total rupees using string concatenation and giving the value as using the value total and using the same two fixed method and giving us 2. So now after the decimal point it will only have 2 numbers, and that too round off numbers. So now let's read out and check. I am giving enter an amount as 1000. I am giving some tip percent at 10,000. So when I click calculate, see the total tip amount is 100, so the total amount is 1100. So that is how we do the bill tipping calculator. You can use it on many other purposes too. I am doing this main task to understand the number constructor and the input value method and other things too, like writing the logic. So far I have done only the simple counter and simple task. So I am thinking of getting some level up, like writing some mathematical calculations and other things. So but that's why I am doing this kind of tasks from hereafter. So that is it for today's session, and I will meet you guys in the next session, and consider liking and subscribing if you like my work, and yeah, I will meet you guys in the next session. Thank you.